Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another video slash episode on this podcast slash YouTube channel. Whether you are watching or listening, thank you so much for being here and welcome back. I don't know if I sound as different as I think. Sometimes we're overcritical of ourselves. I don't know, y'all. I just got done being sick for a cute couple days, and I also went to Universal Studios the other day. I was screaming on rides, and I'm a bit congested. So if my voice sounds a little bleh, that's why. But anyway, on to the episode. So shout out to social media, to TikTok for inspiration, because I had like this feeling slash idea on my mind, but I seen a TikTok that really spoke to me and really like had me thinking on how I was feeling and how I could explain this. So shout out to him. I saw this TikTok. If you guys follow me on TikTok, you can look at my repost the other day of this guy. I reposted it, and he was just like, it's okay to feel like sad and upset when bad things happen to you or people do you dirty, but they're like, don't be sad or try to find understanding, because it's like, you'll never be weird, you'll never understand weird people, so why try? Like, it just makes no sense, and that's it, right? And I was like, he ate, we'll never be weird. But what he said is for real though, for real, because I think a lot of sadness, when bad things happen, we have run-ins with bad people, bad men, bad relationships. Like, what lingers, the feeling of sadness, is the feeling of confusion, which is 100% valid. It's the whys of everything. Why, if he loves me, why would he do that? He said this, but then he did that. Why? Why would you do that if you say you feel like this? Why would you do that if you say you don't feel like this? Like, it's completely normal to question where things went wrong, especially when you self reflect and you think, okay, I don't think I did anything. The other person is telling me I didn't do anything. They're saying it's just a situation. Oh, that's men's favorite. Why do they love to say, like, oh, it's not me or you, like, it's just a situation, it's just this time? Okay. Okay. And let me tell you, I feel like everybody had their fair share of at least one heartbreak, one situation where that 100% was them. I remember the first time I got my heart broken, it was whys all over the place. Why this? Why that? Why would he do that? I would never do that to him. If he still loves me and cares about me, why would he? Why? And the whys just kind of like keep the cycle going, because there's so many different whys that you think you need answers. This is why people get caught in the closure culture, that, oh, well, let me reach out and blah blah blah. I'm sure you guys have seen this statement before too, but I 100% agree with it. Closure is a scam. I think that because this world, people are so dishonest with others and with themselves, and we're all confused about what we're doing or what we even want. But mostly, like I said, that first statement, people are dishonest to themselves. And because so many people are just not honest with themselves, it's hard to take people seriously. Like, I feel like one of the best pieces of advice I could give to someone going through like a heartbreak in any type of way is just like, you can't take what anybody is saying seriously. Because one, like I said, people are not honest with themselves. They try to tell themselves they want this or they don't want this because they're influenced. But I feel like the whole thing of like, people lie, people don't always mean what they say, is 100% true. But I feel like we should stop attributing that to only like nice things. Like, people get gaslit, and like, I mean, people get love bombed, right? They say all these nice things that they're going to do, and they're like, well, don't believe everybody. Don't believe everything they say. Right. Take it with a grain of salt when it's new, when you don't necessarily know if you could trust the person, trust all these promises, but also with the negative things. You are lying if you tell me there hasn't been one thing you've said or that's been said to you before that was super hurtful. And later they're like, bruh, like, I didn't mean that. Like, I said that because I was mad. Like, that was wrong. Like, I just wanted to say something to hurt you or to get you away from me. That's what I'm saying. Think about the other side. Even if you don't have the chance to have those conversations with those people, really think about the person you're dealing with, the material. But anyway, when I said that I agree with the statement that closure is a scam, I say this because I think the only person who can give you closure, although you think so bad, so hard, you're 100% sure who can give me the closure, obviously him, obviously her, like they're the person who's in the relationship with me. It's you, babes. It's you. Because what did I just say? People are not honest with themselves. They say stuff to push people away. They lie to get out of situations. Or, like I say, they say things that they think are true, but they're not. And it's like, you're never going to be the other person. You're never going to be them. You're never going to 100% know what they're thinking, if they really mean that, what's going on inside their head. It's just such a scary thought. Sometimes it's anxiety inducing. But seriously, like no matter what people tell you and what conversations you have, you never know how they're actually feeling when they're at home laying in their bed thinking about the situation. When they're driving and you randomly come across your mind, you don't know. And also feelings ebb and flow. Everybody everybody knows this now. People could be pissed off one moment, 2 days later, they regret everything and they're sad and they're missing you. Feelings, especially when it comes to sensitive situations, ebb and flow. So you don't know. And like I said, that is where the whys of everything come in. It's like, okay, I can't talk to this person or I can't rely on this person to give me a closure. So I'm gonna answer all those questions like why this, why that, but you don't know. You don't know. Like I said, you'll never know because you're not weird. Because you would never do that. So it just it's not gonna work like that. I feel like one of the best things I ever did in my life was make peace with confusion. Make peace with confusion. Because again, like I said, the other people might not be able to give you the answer. You might not be able to get into contact with them or trust what they say. So how will you really know? Um and I feel like that's the point. Getting comfortable with I don't. I don't. And also, a lot of times we have these whys when people have already answered the questions, which just shows that it's a part of the cycle. Because sometimes we get blatant answers and we still wonder why, or don't think that could be the answer. Like I said, it could be for the reasons I said, or it could be for something else. But yeah, like when my homegirls or people come to me, like, I swear, like, my friends and the people around me just swear so bad that I'm just a nonchalant Scorpio. And like, girl, how you just be like really done with niggas and stuff like that. But again, for me, it's just like what he said really resonated with me. I'm not weird. And like, it's not for me to understand the weird things. As long as I do my own self reflection, I take accountability. Okay, these are the parts I played. This is what I think I did wrong. Or in this situation, I can't really see how I contributed, whatever it is. And at the end of the day, it's like, why did they do it? I feel like the simple answer is literally just because they did. Like, they did. And although I would never do something like that to someone or blah, 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 like, because, like I said, when I first went through that first heartbreak, my answers to the question was like, me. Because if he really loved me, then why would he do this? If he really loved me, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, there has to be something wrong with me. Because, like, why does this person I'm in love with doesn't love me back? Like, blah, blah, blah. And that's, like I said, we've all been there. Bless your heart if you're in that phase of healing. Because it's rough and it's easy to want to point fingers at someone, but turn the finger around to them. No, it's like when I do have my moments in this healing journey where I'm like, well, yeah, why would he say that? Why would he like disrespect me like that? Why would like, like I definitely all have those moments thinking about situations or healing from stuff. It doesn't just whoosh go away just because I don't like to talk about it with anyone or I don't dwell on it. But I feel like that's the key is thinking about it and learning how to deal with those thoughts and those feelings because they will come, but not dwelling on it. Like when I ask those questions, it's not like, oh, he did this because like it really is true. I really am all this stuff. No, I know that's not true. I think people, when I wonder if things were real, why people did things, it's literally just like, I don't know. It could be this or it could be this. But it's like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I'm the victim. It was done to me. So I really resonate with that as like I'm not gonna understand because I'm not that type of person. I can have my theories, but I'm like, I'm not gonna go into this overthinking and these theories and what if this or what if that is true or what if that because I'm like, that's only gonna cause pain to me and take up space in my brain about a dusty bum that doesn't deserve to stay living in this head. Um, and I don't mean to come off like arrogant when I talk like that. It's definitely easier said than done. Like I said, y'all, I'm 22 years old. I got my heart broken for the first time like 3-4 years ago. Like my first year out of um, high school. And like I said, I was a wreck. I was a wreck. I was that person depressed for months, letting that whole situation consume me all day, every day. And I don't think I'm above or like that's a bad thing. I low key think people maybe need those experiences to learn like how I'm not gonna fall into that next time. Or because like all these revelations and how I am now, it's like heartbreaks and stuff like that, dealing with it and like consuming information. I think I told you guys what changed my life. My first heartbreak was the Four Agreements. The Four Agreements book changed my life. Where it's like I wasn't just magically like this, and I'm always been like this. Yes, of course, I've been sad and depressed and let these things consume my mind. And no matter how many times it's happened to you or how long it's been, if it does, that is 100% valid. Like, what? This life is hard. Yes, it's not easy to, oh, just detach and I just don't care about someone I was in love with and someone I invested time in and something I thought was going to be different. Yeah, it's completely normal to dwell and be upset. Like, be upset. Be upset. Have those big feelings and emotions, but it's like it's only hurting you if you don't figure out what to do with those big feelings and emotions other than dwell, because we can't just keep dwelling. And again, I always say this because in your best interest, you can't just keep dwelling. You deserve to move on. You deserve to get closer to yourself, to move on to something better. Like you 100% deserve that. So you're only stopping yourself by dwelling. And that TikTok really stuck with me because I feel like I'm in a similar feeling of my life right now. And again, it's beautiful for me to reflect on like how I dealt with these thoughts or feelings 3-4 years ago versus how I do it now. And I don't let them consume me. I use them as learning moments. And like also, I don't know, just like for a lot of people, like I don't know. Sometimes it's a cultural difference. Sometimes I don't know. It could be who your family was, but I felt like I remember when I was depressed over my first heartbreak. A lot of times it's like you kind of feel like, dang, I don't want to cry again. Like I don't want to do it again. But I also learned in having in recovery, not from that heartbreak, but especially recovering from an abusive relationship. A lot has happened in 4 years since I started loving men. Is that like a lot of times the feelings and stuff that we try to run away from, the more you try to run away or suppress it, the worse it is. Like self-love, especially talking to my men on here. June, Men's Mental Health Month. Hugs to all the men, especially the black men. You guys deserve safe spaces and all that, which is why this is my theory of why I think a lot of men are insane. You talking about you haven't cried since you were 8 years old. Self love is letting yourself have that big emotion and not the big emotions that you guys think are cute or acceptable, like hitting people or punching holes in the wall. Fucking cry. Cry your heart out for once. Like, sir, you will feel a lot better. You will feel a lot better. Have that panic attack. Have it. Don't be like, I'm cool, I'm cool, I'm cool. Have the panic attack. Have it. That is self love, allowing these things to come up so we can think about, like, what was that? How do we move forward from that? Where did that come from? That's why a lot of men aren't saying because y'all be letting it happen. But anyway, back to me. Yeah, like if you guys aren't new to my channel, I had my first relationship since being in an abusive relationship, almost single for 2 years. It was a couple months. It ended in February, and I've been by myself since. I have not had a talking stage. I've not went on a date. I've really not had anything. But it's weird because it's like I'm at a time in my life where I have a lot of options. I have a lot. I'm getting a lot of attention, but yeah, I just still haven't connected with someone like that. Um, and it's like, well, I was gonna say not by choice, but by choice. It's like, well, I'm not gonna like force connection or force attraction. There just hasn't been someone that's came around where I feel like, oh, like this is vibes, this is cool. And honestly, sometimes like it's again confusing. It's a confusing point in my life because I'm at this point where I'm like, yeah, I'm open and like I'm good. Like again, so proud of myself from all the things, all the abuse and heartbreak that I've dealt with over the 4 years has taught me as to like how I handle things now. How I always tell myself I'm so proud of how I ended that last relationship way sooner than 19-year-old 20 Alicia would. Like my relationship before that, I was in an abusive one for a whole year. I cut that one short, the last one I was in, after 3 months because I just knew. I just knew, and I'm proud. Like that's the adult thing to do. Um, Even though I still love this person and it's a lot. If you watch my videos, you know it's a lot. But yeah, at the end of the day, I made my bed. I stood on business and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. Like, I could do much better. I deserve much better. It's one of those relationships now where I'm like, yeah, yes, the love is real. I did love that person. But I look back and I'm like, now, Alicia, what the was that? Like, actually, when I listen to, oh my God, I love Queen Thames. When I listen to Boy Oh Boy by Thames, that one line where she's like, I wonder how I loved a thing like you. That's how I feel. But moving on, again, proud of myself, cut it short. No, I didn't deserve it. Didn't let it get worse. Didn't let my mental health get worse. Of course, I was sad for like the first month, mixed feelings, whatever. But I got over it probably the quickest relationship in these past 4 years that I've got over it because, again, like just my mindset and my confidence and my just again making sense of like you're weird. Like you're weird and I saw you different because I was in love with you, but at the end of the day you're weird and I deserve better. And that's like, to me, there wasn't much to heal from. Like that was it. So I'm in this sense where, again, I said that relationship, I look back and I'm like, what the was that? Where I get moments where I'm just like, I'm getting a lot of attention but not a lot of connection. Which, like I said, if you guys know me, I am 100% by myself or locked in a talk stage. I'm not nobody's roster, nothing like that. Um, and I feel like I'm at the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm craving connection again because I'm just like, I'm really tired. I'm really tired. Like I said, I took a go at relationships again since being an abusive one. And what the was that? But I was like, ooh, I love the fuck out of that boy. Like, if you guys watch my videos, you know the circumstances were crazy. Um, Someone making their life seem like it was completely different than it was. I still accepted them when I found out the truth about their life. I just really, really cared and loved and wanted someone I loved to be good. Like I took all the responsibility and emotion and pain of the last person I was dealing with, even in such a short amount of time, because it was only 4 months. But I'm just like, oh my God, like that term where girls talk about charity work. I'm like, I did charity work, don't regret it, won't do it again. But again, just because I love someone, and when I love someone and I think I see that potential and all that, I do it. Like I said, the relationship before that was abusive. I knew there were so many things, but again, like I love them and I want them to be okay. And I was just like, sometimes I think to myself, how I'm just like, of course I'm human and I have my flaws and I have my things I did wrong. If you guys watch my podcast episodes, you know when I talk about my reflections on how I think I used to be as a partner 2 3 years ago, how I wasn't always this like um emotionally aware and like regulated, you know? Had to unlearn a lot of things from my upbringing and just stuff like that. So yeah, but that was mainly like the first time I was in love, and it's just like I look back at what the last one was. I'm like I look at loving my ex abuser for a year and all these things, and sometimes it does make me sad because I'm just like, yes, I obviously have my flaws. I play some roles, some parts in my own suffering, but again, I'm so happy about how I handled the last short relationship, and I'm just like, I feel like I do everything that I think is right. I'm like, I'm so kind and compassionate and caring towards these men, even if they're treating me crazy. And in the last relationship and the one before that, I mean, I chose myself. But like I said, this time I chose myself much sooner. I'm like, I still focused on my interests, on my career, on my creativeness. I was like, especially after, again, what the was that last relationship, I was like, oh, the bar is high. Like, the bar is high. It's like, I feel like crown back on. I can literally have whatever type of man I want. Like, men talking about, oh, a man wouldn't do that. A man wouldn't. And yes, a man can and he has and he will. Like, I'm just at that, like, crown on type era right now. And kind of talking about, like, I remember one of my probably second most viewed videos. Oh, what was it called? I think it was called like "It's Okay for Things to Suck" or something like that. It's kind of like the point I'm getting at again, because I'm just like, dang. I'm like, just the way I handle things and the way I grow and going to therapy and all this self improvement and just like having kind and compassion towards other people who do not have it for me back, it sometimes makes me sad that I'm just like, I feel like I'm doing everything right. I think I'm like being open, being loving, but also protecting myself, having boundaries. And it's like, it's still like nothing. Like, I haven't connected in that type of way. And I want to, because if you guys know, you know, I 100% am a lover girl. I like being in relationships. Who doesn't want a partner, someone to do life with, someone to do other things with? Like, come on, like when people be like, oh, you just need to love yourself, blah, blah, blah. You can't love you, like, bro, family love, friend love, nothing compares to romantic connection. Like, be f***ing for real. And sometimes I be feeling like what I was talking about in this video, where I'm just like, why am I so nice and so like understanding and so patient with these men? And I'm like, and I still just don't end up in a good relationship. Like, I'm like it just doesn't make sense to me. And like being so far past like not having feelings, not, you know, dwelling over my past, it's like these are the only moments of sadness I have where I'm just like, why? Like, why have I never found or connected someone with someone who can actually be as patient and as understanding and as me? Like, obviously I know no one's going to be exactly like me, but you know, like the reciprocating, the pouring, the equal cups. And I'm just like, I don't understand. And like, that's sad. And almost makes me a little angry, which is part of the reason too. Cause like, bitch, why was I so nice to these lame ass niggas? Why? Why? That's the question I want to know. Just like I said earlier in the video, that TikTok really resonated with me because, again, an act of self love, I'm still just trying to give myself the room to feel these feelings. Like, yeah, it is upsetting to be so kind and nice and loving to people and not get it back, or be so understanding and be so respectful of other people's boundaries, but when you want to say something, it's a problem and it's all you're doing. Like, it, yes, it is completely fine to think it's sad that I do this for other people and like they don't do it for me, or like I haven't found a connection, like, and I'm low. Like, it's self-love is giving yourself the space to feel these feelings. But once again, like that TikTok, although I feel these feelings and I might have a little cry where I'm like, yeah, I'm lonely. Like, I do want to like connect and, you know, find something better. Again, what makes me not go full blown panic attack, what makes me feel so much better is, again, I did that and I loved, and I think I gave love and compassion and stuff to people who really needed it, especially the last person, like I said. And I'm like, and that's all right. I don't understand why they don't do it back. I mean, I do have some understanding because I'm literally like a therapist for real, see right through you. I'm like, oh, they grew up like this, they grew up like that, they're used to that toxic. Da, 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 da. I have some understanding of why people couldn't give me what I deserved. But yeah, it's just like at the end of the day, it's not for me to understand. I'm not weird like that. I'm not them. I'll never be like that. I'll never treat people like that. I'll always be this person, just more smart and more open to learning more things. So that's really the answer to my question. And I hope it's the answer to you guys' question too. Once again, like I said, obviously more easier said than done. But I hope when you guys have those anxious moments or like you feel like dwelling on the past, you do remember that it's not for you to understand and make sense to yourself in a way that's not going to hurt you. Don't answer those questions or it has to just because of this or it has to just be because he doesn't love me. No. It's because they did it and it happened, and that's not on you. That's not for you to worry about, girl, boy, non-binary person. It's not for you to worry about. It's for you to worry about rebuilding and loving on yourself and getting close to yourself, allowing yourself to feel these things, have these conversations, and yeah, because it's only up for here. Everything happens for a reason. The corniest statement ever, but it's true. It's very true. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for talking to me. I mean, well, I really talk to you guys, but hopefully you guys talk back in the comments. I hope something resonated with you. But yeah, again, like a healing conversation for me, because I have moments like this right now in my own life where I'm just like, it doesn't make any sense. Why is nothing happening when I feel like I'm doing the right things and I'm being just, it doesn't make sense and it's not going to make sense. But hey, it'll come. Life happens. Maybe this is just a quieter point. I don't know. And you don't know. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for listening / watching this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Check out any other videos. If you want a similar video, check out my Yap Sessions playlist. That's like the podcast, the episodes, or anything on this channel, really. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.